Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Zayes, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Although a title's narrative holds precedence over its gameplay for me, my favorite genre of video games is undoubtedly rhythm-based games. Whether it's the influential Guitar Hero series, the Rock Band franchise that introduced me to the concept of an endless playlist, Metal Hellsinger that combined first-person shooting mechanics with rhythmic beats, or the DJ Hero titles that allow me to live a fictional life as DJ. Video games that encourage you to keep up with the beat of the music are not only extremely addicting, but they oftentimes introduce me to songs and music genres with which I'm very unfamiliar. As I looked ahead to the rest of the year and tried to figure out what games I will cover for the channel, I came across a game called Dead as Disco. I typically do not bat an eye towards early access titles as they are not completed versions of said games, and as a result, I do not feel it's fair to review them at this point in time. However, Dead as Disco is different. It's an experience that combines the incredible combat of 2022's Sifu with the beloved rhythm genre to create something truly special. The concept alone convinced me to break my own rule and check out an early access title for the first time. This video will serve the purpose of giving you my impressions on the early access version of Dead as Disco. It will have the same structure as my typical reviews, but I will not give it a score until it completes its early access cycle and releases in its full glory. If you have any questions about Dead as Disco, please feel free to leave them in the comment section and I will do my best to address them. Without further ado, let's check out Dead as Disco, which was released this year in early access and was played on PC through the Steam service. Story. The narrative of Dead as Disco is pretty straightforward. You play as Charlie Disco, a drummer who is part of a legendary band. Unfortunately, you are mysteriously murdered off-screen, leading to your resurrection at the beginning of the game. At that point, you are notified that your band members may have had something to do with your brutal demise, and you are tasked with executing your revenge on your past teammates who sold their souls for immortal fame. It is a cheeky tale with great writing, unique characters with whom you interact frequently, and an interesting potential for its finale. The title is in early access, so the story is not complete at the moment, but I enjoyed what I experienced so far with Dead as Disco's plot. If I had a say in the story's conclusion, I would include additional characters and possibly a twist at the end, where the entity that revived you in the first place is the antagonist. We will have to wait and see if the ending hits a home run with the eventual full release of the product. Visuals and audio design. The graphical design of Dead as Disco is very slick and quite impressive for a $20 title. Your initial impressions will focus on the color, as the levels and enemies are beaming with bold colors. Thankfully, the colors are only a small complement to the game's visuals. The environmental design is great, which features optional objectives you can interact with to ultimately buy for your hideout. These stages also give you just the right amount of space to maneuver and give yourself ample distance from your foes. In addition to the stages, the enemy design is decent, whereas the bosses are cool and offer variations depending on how much health you take away from them. Finally, the animations are exceptional, and I've never experienced any slowdown with the title's frame rate. As a whole, it's evident that the visual design has received attention and care from the developers, and I must commend them for it. As a game that emphasizes the importance of rhythm, it's vital that Dead as Disco perfects its audio design. I'm glad to say that they indeed accomplished said task. We will discuss it in more detail when we reach the gameplay portion of this video, but the developers chose a great selection of music with an appropriate fast-paced beat for the combat, whether it's Just Dance by Bad Computer, or Maniac by Carpenter Brut and Jan Ligner. Dead as Disco's soundtrack is wonderful and offers plenty of opportunities to land punches and kicks onto the enemy. The game's sound effects also play a massive role in the fun factor of the title, since the punches and kicks feel incredibly powerful and impactful. The last piece of the audio package is the voice acting, which is not too shabby. The protagonist sounds like a punk rock kid, while the bosses have a similar tone with a touch of evil in their voice. Dead as Disco had to nail its presentation, and it did so while in the early access stage of development. I look forward to seeing how much better it will look and sound at its release. Gameplay. I mentioned in the introduction that Dead as Disco is a mixture of the rhythm genre and the combat system from 2022's Sifu. After you progress through the tutorial and learn the mechanics of the game, you are taken to your home base. Once you have a brief conversation with one of the characters, you enter a lit door and you are presented with a choice board similar to the Mega Man X titles. The choices are the boss fights, and you can choose them in any order, as it does not seem that there is narrative relevance to any specific order. From here on out, you have one goal in mind: enter the stage, defeat the boss, and return him or her to your band. Although the designs drastically differ from one another, the core layout is identical. Enter the level, clear out 2 or 3 rooms of enemies, confront the boss, and complete the stage. It is a pattern that is identical throughout every level, but I cannot complain because the combat is ridiculously fun. Using your martial arts and several abilities that you earn from defeating previous bosses, you time your attacks to the beat of the music and conquer them with style. There are also defensive maneuvers that you can execute if you feel overwhelmed, mainly being the dodge and parry mechanics. You can attempt to mash buttons to bypass the stage, but it will not benefit you in any way, shape, or form. The combat, in unison with the fantastic soundtrack, creates an enjoyable gaming experience unlike anything I've ever experienced. As far as the bosses are concerned, they are both visually and mechanically engaging. Each battle features at least 2 phases that change the combatant's moveset, the damage output, and certainly the speed. They remind me of another game that I'm currently checking out called Homura Hime, even though Dead Disco does not have any bullet hell style shooting mechanics. Needless to say, the bosses that I fought in Dead Disco are excellent, and I hope that future updates and most definitely the final version of the game would double if not triple the amount of bosses in the game. Outside of the main stages, you currently have 1 or 2 choices. On one hand, you can return to base, which is where you will end up if you find your demise in any of the primary levels. It is here where you can locate the title's combat upgrades and customizable items. While you progress through each level, you earn currency, which can be used to buy customization items for your character, areas within the hideout, and additional abilities. If this area of Dead Disco will feature more characters and perhaps some minigames, it will be very much appreciated. On the other hand, there's a stage on the choice board that will lead you to a special area where 2 activities can be experienced. First, there's a challenge room where you can attempt to conquer several difficult combat-related challenges. They do not only include additional songs from the soundtrack, but they offer some limiters that increase the overall sense of tension. Some of these challenges include, but are not limited to, defeating enemies with a certain move, surviving a stage until the time lapses, or wrapping up the challenge under a time constraint. Dead Disco also gives you the ability to create your own challenge with different modifiers, which could provide an endless stream of challenges. The other activity in this special area is the song creation. Admittedly, I did not spend too much time on it, as I am neither patient nor musically inclined to correctly set up a song of my choice into a level. At the same time, it is a neat mode that allows you to take an MP3 file of your choice, sync it with the game's combat, and add it to Dead Disco's soundtrack. The release of this game on PC will offer massive replayability with these challenges and songs, which are only supplemented by a campaign that is quite solid. My first impressions with Dead Disco are overwhelmingly positive, but I do hope that the final product ramps up the amount of content on deck. Achievement and trophy support. As of this video's recording, Dead Disco does not have any achievements or trophies due to its status as an early access game. Nevertheless, I would like to offer the developers a list of challenges that could serve as the list of achievements and trophies. Take into account that I'm basing this list on the current amount of content in the game, and I will make sure that all these challenges add to 1000 achievement points. Let's begin. Number 1, unlock every area of the hideout, worth 100 points or a bronze trophy. Number 2, defeat every boss on the normal difficulty setting, worth 50 points or a bronze trophy. Number 3, defeat every boss on the hard difficulty setting, worth 50 points or a silver trophy. Number 4, defeat every boss in the expert difficulty setting, worth 100 points or gold trophy. Number 50, defeat 25 enemies with every special ability, worth 50 points or a bronze trophy. Number 6, earn at least 2 stars in every mission within challenge mode, worth 50 points or a bronze trophy. Number 7, earn at least 3 stars in every mission within challenge mode, worth 100 points or a silver trophy. Number 8, earn every star in every mission within challenge mode, worth 150 points or a gold trophy. Number 9, earn a special item from every NPC at home base, worth 50 points or a bronze trophy. Number 10, complete 200 parries, worth 50 points or bronze trophy. Number 11, Die Once, worth 50 points or bronze trophy. Number 12, Beat a boss without getting hit, worth 100 points or gold trophy. Number 13, Create and beat a personalized mission in challenge mode, worth 100 points or silver trophy. Number 14, change the difficulty mid-fight, worth 50 points or bronze trophy. And lastly, number 15, complete the tutorial, worth 50 points or bronze trophy. Replayability and fun factor. The campaign, combined with the endlessly replayable challenge mode, make a strong case for the replayability of Dead is Disco. Needless to say, quantity does not equate to quality. You can create a video game that lasts for 150 hours, but it would not be worthwhile to experience if the majority of your time with it is boring. Thankfully, Dead is Disco is far from it. It's an extremely fun video game and one that you will especially enjoy if you're a fan of music. I personally had a blast with the game myself. In the end, Dead is Disco is a success story for titles in the early access stage of video game development. If its current status is only the entry point into the stage, it could turn out to be one of my favorite indie video games of all time. The combat system with the bombastic soundtrack is thoroughly engaging, the amount of content on display is impressive, and the boss fights in particular ask you to use everything at your disposal to dispose of them and save your friends on your way to build up the ultimate musical band. I will continue to monitor the game as the developers gradually release updates on the title's way to a full release. In the meantime, I strongly recommend that you keep an eye on all news related to Dead is Disco. It has the potential to be the sleeper hit of whichever year it decides to release and grace us with its presence. Well folks, that's the end of the video. Thank you very much for checking it out. What are your thoughts on Dead is Disco? What would you like to see the developers add to the final version of their game? Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Till next time, have a great day or evening wherever you are. My name is AES, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.